fellas.
You're a funny guy, Sully. That's why I'm going to kill you last.
Welcome to another episode of Classics of Cinematics. Today we go back to 1985 with a look at the action blockbuster Commando. Directed by Mark L. Lester, this adrenaline-pumping action flick became a defining moment in the career of the legendary Arnold Schwarzenegger. Commando is the story of retired Special Forces operative John Matrix, who is forced out of retirement when his daughter is kidnapped by a group of mercenaries. Joining Schwarzenegger in the cast are Ray Don Chong, Alyssa Milano, David Patrick Kelly, and Vernon Wells. The film's unapologetic approach to over-the-top action and Schwarzenegger's charismatic one-liners left an undeniable impact on the action genre, making Commando a must-see for any cinephile. So grab your popcorn and get ready to revisit this 80s action blockbuster.
Hey folks, man, this is Matrix, and I'm joined as always with my co-host Bennett.
Yo.
This is another episode of Classics of Cinematics, man. So today we're going to be talking about the one of the ones, man. This is one of the ones that started it all. We're going to be talking about Commando from 1985, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, man. So what's one of the first things that comes to mind, with you for this flick?
You know what today is, Matrix?
What?
Payday.
Hold up, man. You go back and drop my strap.
Don't drop me yet. I need my ankles later. You know what I'm saying? But now, one thing about this story, dog, it's as simple as cooking a Pop-Tart, man. It's pretty much, this group of villains, they're hired by this terrorist group to kidnap the daughter of a highly trained ex-military one-man wrecking machine, right? Mm-hmm. And they want him, they kidnap the daughter so that way they can pretty much get him to assassinate the new president of their country. Mm-hmm. And because you find out later in the film that he actually helped overthrow the leader of the terrorist group who was the president before. So there's a little bit of bitterness, saltiness towards Mr. Matrix.
A little bit of revenge,
you know what I'm saying?
It's this paper thin, but it gives us an excuse to kill a lot of people and blow up a lot of stuff in a movie.
Yes.
And
it's wild because the one cool thing about this story is that David D'Souza, who actually co-wrote this film, he actually came up with a script or a screenplay for Commando Part 2, which Arnold respectfully declined. He was not with it. He was like, nah, man, I ain't with that. In this script, actually, Cindy and Jenny, they were held hostage in a corporate building, and then, of course, Mr. Matrix would have to extract them. That sounds familiar, right?
So,
Cindy is Ray Don Chong.
Would have played the role that Bruce Willis's wife played, and then McClane's wife played in Die Hard.
Yeah, so pretty much since Arnold declined, then D'Souza went back to the drawing board, changed some character arcs, changed the plot, the premise a little bit, and thus Die Hard was
still
born.
made a hit, man. That could have been back-to-back bangers for Arnold, bro.
Yeah.
Like he would have been swallowing up everything, yo. But we might not have got Bruce Willis.
We might not have got Bruce.
Star.
But you know what? Bruce should say thank you to Arnold because because he respectfully.
Did they go in on Planet Hollywood later? It was Arnold, Bruce Willis, and who else was the other guy? I forgot. Was Stallone? Yeah, they all even though they were intense rivals in this genre. That's interesting that they all teamed up for the Planet Hollywood franchise.
Yeah, man. But it's crazy because as paper thin as this story is, what really brings it to life is these characters, man. Mm-hmm. The characters, and we get the full frontal force of the strongest man in the world, Mr. Arnold himself, flexed for no reason, muscles on top of muscles, and he plays the role of John Matrix. You know what I mean? And he's just like, he's a brute in this. I mean, when you first see him, you know what I'm saying? This dude, he's deadlifting and walking through the mountains, carrying a whole tree. Not a part of a tree, not a tree branch, a whole damn ass tree on his arm.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. A lot of people don't realize that for me to get into this role, I had to get into my Mr. Universe training regimen.
Yeah, man. And the thing is, dude, it starts with the tree, but Arnold just strong for no reason. He flexes through this whole film, dog. He's deadlifting trucks. He deadlifts a damn phone booth. He rips car seats out. He flips cars over. He throws bodies like they're Tic Tacs. I mean, this dude's strong.
But I feel like you got to do that. If you get this Mr. Olympia kind of guy, you got to have feature strength just to show that off and give people something to look at, man. You know, it's like this is. I feel like this type of era, this could justify a guy taking a woman out on a date to watch a dumbass action movie. At least you get to see this guy, this Adonis flexing and doing stuff, you know. So that might be enough to get you over, even if they might not have enjoyed it on the same levels for the same reasons why you enjoyed it. You know?
That's true. Yeah. You watch him use his muscles. I'm gonna watch him kill some people. We both win.
We got interesting people for the time. David Patrick Kelly, who looks like Bud Bundy growing up.
Yes, he does.
We got Bill Duke, Ray Don Chong, who was popping at this time. I'm not sure the sequence of the films that came out. I don't know, but she had done Soul Man, The Tale from the Dark Side.
Yeah.
She's popping in this thing. It's kind of interesting. Her career trajectory, I think it just might have hit a point where she kind of just walked away from it all, you know?
Well, the cool thing about her is that she's able to water down the testosterone that is just pumping throughout this film from beginning to end. You know what I'm saying? Like her character arc, like the way that she's introduced, because pretty much you got David Patrick Kelly as Sully. He's just, I mean, she's brought into the fold because of his scumbaggery. I mean, he's trying to hit on her. She's a flight attendant, so she just gets off work and, you know, she's on the phone, you know, and he's just waiting for her to get off the phone. He's like, hey, man, so it looks like you need a date, you know. And then, so, of course, reject number one. He doesn't take that. Then he follows her through the damn airport all the way to her damn car. And then, you know, still trying. She's respectfully declined. And then he has the nerve to call her a whore. Like, that's what's wrong with the world. And people still do this shit today. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what's wrong.
Fuck you, then.
Yeah. You B-word, you this, you that, whatever. And that's what's wrong with dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't fear rejection. Accept it. It happens. Streets, but then, you know, the crazy thing is because of Sully and his endless attempts to try to get Ray Don Chong, he then ends up throwing her in the crosshairs of Matrix because Matrix is watching Sully. So soon when Scumbag leaves, then next thing you know, she's trying to get in her car and her hand goes over her throat or over her mouth. And he's like, I'm not going to hurt you. And then he just rips the damn car seat out, tells her to follow him so they can progressively move forward.
Another aspect of this too, I like the bad guys. Like there's those films now where you get this action genre where you're just fighting mindless or faceless henchmen. At least these, you know, a lot of the, Bennett's guys, they've got personality, including him. But like you get guys like, Bill Duke's character and even Sully in a way, you know, they add character to this film, man. And they give you some personalities, people to watch and just watch them be bad.
On that note, yes, we do have the big bad leader. That's Bennett, you know what I'm saying, played by Vernon Wells. And one thing I like about him is he's all the way chest out. He's not intimidating. He's scary because he's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And he gets the most screen time of all the bad guys, mostly because of this final fight sequence that he has with Arnold, in which where they're knife fighting and they're just throwing one-liners like it's Killer Instinct combo killer time. And you know, and you know, when they're knife fighting, dude, Vernon Wells actually really slices Arnold. Like there's this one part you see Arnold get sliced right around here. And
he should have had a chainmail shirt instead of a vest.
Hey man, safety first. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and Arnold still has the scar, dude. But you know, of all the villains, dude, Bill Duke as Cook, he's one of my favorite goons. Like, cause all this dude does is drive Cadillac, throw one-liners, and catch bodies. That's what he does. I mean, he's got this level of intensity with him. Yeah. Like, it's always straight face. You don't see him smile. The only thing that
only time he smiled, we're talking about Cook, right?
Yeah, Cook.
The only time he smiled was when he was driving away in that car. He has a smirk. He puts a smirk on after he kills the salesman, the pushy salesman. he has a smirk on his face after.
I like Cadillacs, and that's the funny thing too. Like I love that scene because I swear on everything I love in '85 that changes the dynamics of how cars are sold. They had to put that in the new hire pamphlet. Like, yo, this is why you don't leave the keys in the car on the showroom because somebody like Cook will come in that joint, start it up, and drive you through the window.
You know what it makes me wonder watching Cook because like I hadn't seen this since '87, so watching this, even that intro. Like I watched the director's cut, so I couldn't tell what was cut or what was added. I was like, was this in the original movie? But yo, Bill Duke deserved his own starring action role in the movie, dude. Like I don't care how good it would have came out, but give that man a shot because he was so good in this, and he's been so good his whole career. And
what he did is he helped set the tone. Not only for this story, but also for all of the course of events that take place. Like him and the other guy. What's the other dude's name? Where's my dad? Diaz.
Oh yeah.
They're responsible. They pull up on the trash truck.
Brothers.
Yeah. They pull up on the trash truck and the dude's like, oh, wait, guys. I thought y'all missed me. Don't worry, we won't. Machine guns, right? Yeah. Take him out. Then they kill the car salesman who. And both of these guys, we find out, were members of Matrix's team, like I guess his unit. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah. And then of course, Bennett is supposed to be exploded in a boat, which we never see him jump off. We never see, but we don't need to.
Were they faking his death?
They were faking his death. Yeah. So,
okay.
and when you're a big, bad chainmail tank top wearing dude like Bennett, you don't need to jump off the boat when it explodes. You just disappear like Darkman. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's all good. and so we got that going on. And then like I said, we spoke on Radon Chong, but I love what her character dynamic brings because, she comes into this as like this like scared young woman but then like she ends up like really like embracing helping Arnold. Like she becomes Robin to his Batman. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I mean, honestly, she's probably the most outside of what we get with Alyssa Milano. She's probably like it's all testosterone outside of that, man. And it's interesting too, man, the way this film starts off with Alyssa Milano and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Frolicking, and that's the funny part. And it's not like a romantic frolicking; it's frolicking like what you would do as your kids.
Yeah,
what I'm speaking of.
I mean, she was only 12 when she was.
So he's retired. He's this retired deadly killer assassin, and he's in his cabin with his daughter, and he's doing chores, and she's cooking sandwiches. My favorite part is when they go to get ice cream, man, and she smashes the ice cream in his face, and he's just looking like, like
you got to know my news.
But he's smiling, and it's so funny because the thing you can say about Arnold, he's not the greatest actor, but he tries, bro.
He does.
He will try like to do anything, and it's just so funny. Like that's one of my favorite moments. Watching that scene play out, it's great, man.
And what it does is it creates this dynamic. Like you see, like there's no mom around. He's obviously full on single dad, and you see that even though he's out in the jungle toting trees around and just strong for no reason, he loves his daughter, and they do have quality time. Like it shows them shoving ice cream in each other's faces and fishing. He's teaching her Thai bow. I mean, they're in the pool. He's throwing her around. Like thank God he still kept her in the water. He didn't throw her out the pool on accident. You know what I mean? And then on the flip side, she's making them sandwiches full of who knows what. Because he asked what's in the sandwich. She's like, you don't want to know.
That's so crazy. Like what kind of I was definitely trying to break the sandwich down. I've seen lettuce, tomato, couldn't make out the meat.
Portobello mushroom.
But then there was a bowl with those cut strawberries on the side, like a bowl. Like all right.
Probably had like an arugula spread.
That's wild, bro. But then that's also damn. Like I feel like Arnold should be making the sandwiches, man. But
if he's making it, it's just gonna be like a T-bone steak on 2 slabs of bread. You need the protein.
Yeah, that was crazy. It's also wild to see my man Boy George catch a stray. You know what I'm saying? Because then my man Arnold's reading some. It looked like a teen magazine or one of them people back in the day. He says, "Why doesn't he just go by Girl George?" It would clear up the confusion. I was like, man, the fuck.
And then he tells a story like back when I was in communist Germany. You know, What does that have to do with anything that's going on?
Yo,
While you eat your sandwich full of who knows what.
Wow,
You know?
man.
But
It's out of control, man.
that's the thing about this film. It's like you cannot take it serious. It's so over the top. It's over the top of the top. You know what I mean? And you can't take these villains serious because of the way they're dressed.
Yeah.
Okay, like you got my man Henriquez, and he's the guy who takes Arnold onto the plane, who pretty much just gets twacked in the face and his neck broke, and the people in front don't even see it happen. Yeah. And then what Arnold said was like, "Oh, how long is the flight? 11 hours. Please don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired." You know, and puts his hat on him. You know, my man dressed like Panama Jack. Yeah. Okay, you got Cook, who's out here shooting people with submachine guns, running them over with Cadillacs, dressed like a banker. And then you got Sully, who looks like Bud Bundy in adult form, right? Yeah. But what's up with Bennett, though? What's up with
Bennett's
Bennett?
wild. He's out of control.
Bennett, no, dude, my man, he is like the ultimate version of Freddie Mercury mixed with Kano, dog.
He's
like,
still out of control. Like that is Kano. That's crazy.
Kano, yes, no, okay, so of course he has on his 80s edition villainy fingerless leather gloves, right? With the pants to match, right? And then he's got on a damn dog collar, right? What the fuck? Why are you wearing a dog collar? But then, dude, chainmail tank top, man. He living his life. Chainmail tank top, like, you know. And because he did this in the movie, I have to do this for the show. So here I am, you know.
But the thing about Bennett, man, like I think he's an interesting character because the whole time he's upbeat, he's cracking jokes, but he's also trying to kill me.
He's crazy.
He's trying to kill this man, and he's threatening some really sinister stuff with a smile on his face, man. That's what
and
makes
his eyes all bugged out.
I think that helps make him scarier than a guy that's just going to be straight mean the whole way through. Like this makes it like, dang, this guy's really unstable. Like it's crazy.
It's true. Well, you got to be unstable to wear a chainmail tank top. Like every other episode that we've ever done, I have shirts that I can repurpose. I can't repurpose this unless I get with a chick that likes to cosplay. She wants me to be Bennett Blockbuster.
I was going to ask you earlier if you were going to wear that shirt again outside of the show.
Like, oh yeah, well, if I meet a chick that likes to cosplay, she's like, yeah, can you be Bennett Blockbuster?
Like I'll wear this vest tomorrow, bro.
I can't wear this. Why not?
Why not, man? To live your life, man. Yo, man, don't care about these haters. Like we set the trends, we don't follow.
We set the trends. That's right.
I might just go like this to the
wear this shit to work. Wear this shit to work.
With the face paint on. Go
stab me if you want. It's gonna bounce. Your knife gonna bounce right off.
Might go to. I'm gonna have to keep the fake hammers here, but I'll wear this to the movie.
Yeah, don't bring the fake hammers out.
With the face paint. Yeah, these ain't real, man. Yeah. These leftover from the free agents.
They real as shit, dog. They real as shit. We about
this is like this is a badly poured resin. Like look at that. When you get close, look at that, man. This is lumpy.
It's just.
But I made this, man. Shout out to me. I made this pandemic skills.
Yeah, damn right. Oh, damn, oh yeah, man. Between me and you, we was making resins, making candles, doing all kinds of shit. COVID, man. Adam doing some crazy shit. Making candles look like tape cassettes.
I do want to get into some of the action stuff. Like some of the sequences, man, I think are really great. What set this like this thing? This is a short film. This is an hour. It's like hour 35 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's just say without the credits, 1:30, right on the dot. But then it's like it's moving at a pace where there's always something happening.
Rapid rate.
Really rapid. You can't really go 10 minutes without Arnold punching somebody or running or shooting. And one of my favorite sequences...
Or exploding. Don't forget that. He explodes a lot.
One of my favorite sequences is the airplane, man. How he escapes that. You know, he knocks off Enrique. So he knocks him off, knocks him out. And
then breaks his neck.
And then he... While, you know, because he doesn't have someone guarding him now. So then he goes into the plane and right as this thing's about to take off, breaks into the landing gear. And actually is on the landing gear as the plane's taking off. So this is a crazy part to me because, you know, he's flying right at the end of the runway. There's like a swampy, watery area. And he times it and he lets go, which is still crazy. He still should have got messed up or died. Because a plane to take off, that's got to be going at 150 miles an hour. You hit water doing 150 miles an hour, you might as well be in concrete, bro. Yeah. And you would skip and bounce over. But because the movie and these...
Well, he's Commando, dog.
Yeah, but
there's a lot of things that should have happened.
But this is where the cocaine in the writer's room picks up because they probably should have had that in there. Maybe he bounces, tumbles, but this is crazy. But you suspend your disbelief because, like I said, I watched this in like '87 on VHS. So as a kid, seeing this it was like, all right, I think you could do that. And there is actually a story of a guy the kid, I forgot what country, and he tried to do this, and
he died.
He died.
There you go.
So I think he might have seen this movie and been influenced in a way to even try it.
Dude, I mean, let's also talk on the fact when he's chasing down Sully in Radon Chong's little Austin Healey. They're chasing, and Sully's in a Porsche. They're in the little Austin Healey. They're going all of about 80 miles. They go bam right into a damn phone pole, right? And it's a convertible. Not him nor Radon Chong have on a seatbelt, and all they both go like this.
Yeah.
What? No one's flying out. No one dies. No one's hurt.
This is not the movie where things like.
He looks at her. He's like, "Are you okay? Yeah, you are."
No one's dying from vehicle impacts except that used car salesman or the car salesman.
That's true. That's true. So, but you know, that's funny too because then that also takes us to the next scene where he ends up pulling Sully out of the damn car and then hanging him over the cliff with his weak arm. Hey Sully, remember when I promised I'd kill you last? I lied. This episode is brought to you by Classics Cinematics Merchandise. Now y'all know just as well as I do how much an unwanted phone call can mess up your day. But with this Classics Cinematics cell phone case, I might not be able to stop those douchebags from calling, but damn if I don't look cool when I talk to them. Don't be afraid to be cool. Get yours today by clicking the link below.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And dude, the crazy thing about that, bro, is that the director actually wanted Arnold to hang David Patrick Kelly over the cliff with no help with his real arm.
That's crazy.
Like what? And Arnold was like, "Are you crazy? No, get the crane.
Yeah,
get the crane. Are you kidding me?
It's dangerous. It would have looked better probably, but
but
it's still dangerous. Like I think Arnold could have done it too, but also like you said, it's dangerous. When he slip, loses his grip, this guy's tumbling down that cave, hitting every rock on the way down.
But you know. Another thing that really makes this film really come together outside of these action sequences and these great characters is these set pieces. Like when we start off, we get this house on the mountains in the middle of nowhere. But you know what's cooler than his house is his commando shed, dog.
That is kind of a cool spot, but
it
didn't help him that much though. Like,
yeah, right. His shed had nothing but fully automatic weapons in it.
This is the crazy part to me. So he's up here enjoying himself. His former commander flies in with a helicopter with two guys. It's like, you've been targeted.
After they killed everybody else in your fucking crew.
Yeah, your crew's targeted, and then he's like, "Sure, you don't want to come back in?" He's like, "Nah, I'm good, whatever." And this is the part that kills me. Like 30 seconds after his boss flies out of there, he leaves two guys to help guard the space. But 30 seconds, the bad guys run up and they start gunning. That's why I said
how did they follow the helicopter?
They might have already been there, or they were gonna already on their way there next. But the pacing of this, that's why I said the pacing of this thing. I wish more modern films followed this because now we've got these action films that are like 2 hours long now, and they don't all take advantage of the screen time, yo. Like I don't mind a lengthy film, but you've got to justify your lengthy run, bro. There's a lot of things I see lately, and you want to give me 2.5 hours, and I'm like, bro, you didn't need that. You could have trimmed 30 minutes off of this. You know what I'm saying?
And to your point, this does not have any filler. There's no dull moments. I mean, it's like just taking a fucking shot of adrenaline, and it's like that movie Crank. Yeah. And you're just like, oh, boom, 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 blah, 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 right? And one of my favorite scenes, I love the mall scene, dog. That's where we really get like a full first class seat view of what Matrix can really do. Because I mean, he's in there. This is when now Radon Chong is like helping him, find his daughter by force, not by will at this point. And he's like just standing there, he's like, yeah, just go, see what's up with Sully and stuff. I'm just gonna stand here inconspicuous, right? And, and Sully notices him, so of course he opens fire.
Bundy, yo.
Yeah, he opens fire at him, right? And then so Arnold runs up to the phone booth and flips the phone booth over, and then right after that, like 12 damn mall cops jump on him. He throws them to right, but then my man takes the damn rafter thing and swings across the top of the mall. Like that to me, as a little dude, when I saw this, I thought that was the coolest shit I ever seen, and I wanted to try it. Like I thank every ounce of God that they never put one of those in Lake Forest Mall, because I'd have swung my little ass across Lake Forest Mall and probably died.
Yeah, it's crazy. Man. I keep calling David Patrick Kelly
Bud Bundy,
because like he looks like how I would imagine if Bud Bundy grew up, man. Like he still got the same stature. He'd probably be wearing the same type of suit and probably creeping on the women in the same way.
But
man.
Bud Bundy would have had a tie with piano keys on it, dog. That was more his flow.
But you know, speaking to the pacing, man. Like I said, man, it's always something going on with this. There's not a lot of, you know, exposition. You know, once we get in motion, it's just going into the next scene. We stop long enough to figure out the next move. Like even, you know, the hotel scene, you know, they're you know, they're on the run and they're trying to get to their next move, and then Bill Duke shows up, like, catches up, which I think is a dope moment, because this is probably the most intense hand-to-hand moments besides, you know, the final fight with Bennett.
Yeah.
And then it kind of gives Arnold something, you know, showing what he could do physically, and you know, just gives you a mix up of the action.
Well, you also,
it's not just a shootout, or I'm not just, you know, running and jumping. Then we're gonna stop and have a old school one-on-one fair one.
Yeah.
You know,
and you know, and it's dope. The cool thing is too is when Bennett is like, you know, once the guns are out of the picture, Bennett's like, yeah, how you feel? This Green Beret about to kick your big ass, right? And Arnold, I eat Green Berets for breakfast, right? That was a straight dig at Rambo, because at this point in time, you know, Arnold and Sylvester did have like an action movie figure feud going on amongst each other.
Yeah. And I think they came out at different times. I think the First Blood Part 2 comes out in May of this year, and this comes out
of '85. And this was October of '85, and then of course initially First Blood,
and
the first one came out in '82.
They were kind of working for the same film group, which is also interesting. You know, like that's crazy.
Well, how many times do players play for the same team? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's just wild to me that their rivalry only made this company more money. You know, like just ramping it up, and getting more intense. It's almost like NASCAR or Formula One, when you got racers that are right. You know, we both race for Joe Gibbs Racing, but we both trying to win.
But we both trying to get first place. If you ain't first, you last. Ricky Bobby. You know what I mean? But you know what's great is after that scene, I love it. They come out the hotel room, and Arnold just unsuspecting. He's like, oh, this must be Cook's car. And it's just this big sky blue drop top Cadillac. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Cook love his caddies. And then
that is a dope movie car, though, man.
That was a dope movie car. Hell yeah. But then that's when it takes us to the most fully loaded gun store in the history of life. This gun store has everything, and thankfully for them that there was a bulldozer on deck to help them break into it. I mean, they were able to get all the way tooled up, grenades, rocket launchers, all kinds of fully automatic weapons, a damn inflatable boat with rows. I mean, he had the vest, the jeans, the boots, the knives, anything that you could need if you plan on overthrowing and raiding an army as a one-man wrecking crew. He got from this damn store.
Yeah, it's great, man. Like I said, man, the variety of the action scenes, the memorable bad guys that aren't just faceless bodies thrown in, until we get to the final finale, which honestly it's crazy to watch it now, because when I was a kid, I was so in awe of it, but now when I watch it, it's kind of comical, just being more aware of the world and seeing these kind of movies, because you know, eventually he gets to the island thanks to Ray Don Chong, who somehow knows how to fly planes as well.
Oh, well, you know and thanks for Arnold knowing how to start it, too. When in doubt, just bang on shit.
And also somehow falls in love with his story, so decides to help this steroided up killer. You know what I'm saying? Despite how she met him. Like, yeah, okay, I don't have a job to go to. I don't have a family of my own. Like you know, I'm still rocking my airline clothes like 2 days later. But all right, let's go help you get your daughter. And I happen to be able to fly planes, and I will know where one is at. It's goofy, but so that finale on the island is crazy to me, because it's just bodies thrown at this dude, and it's not. John Wick is a little bit more believable, even though there's some ridiculous stuff in there too. But this is one of the first, so. So watching it as a kid is like, oh my god, this dude's badass. But watching it now, it's like, man, these damn soldiers he was fighting was like off-duty stormtroopers, bro. Like
they can't shoot. They can't shoot. And how do you miss Arnold? He's as wide as a 72-inch flat screen, dog. How do you miss this big bull running on your island?
Yo,
and then I mean, there are points like you pointed out. One part he's running, he's shooting at the ground.
The guns pointed at the ground.
People are still dying.
They cut to people like.
I mean, and everyone's hitting around them. Like it's like, damn, this whole island full of Jay Reed, man. You can't shoot.
It's amazing, man. It's almost like a fantasy. Like this ain't reality.
But you know what?
Maybe it feels like at times like this was some old veteran retelling the story of what happened, but sizing it.
Yeah, of course. Of course. When I stormed the beach, this is what happened.
Man.
And you know, it's wild too because the mansion that he raids in this is also the same mansion that Axel Foley raided in Beverly Hills Cop, man. So I mean, this mansion gets in work. But you know, and it's wild just seeing him just go through all of these obstacles. I mean, he gets to the point where, I mean, he's running through fully artillery up. Like, how are you toting all this shit and so stealth?
Yeah, because when he hits the beach, he has a everything. Gun. He has the 4-shot rocket launcher, and he's just
multiple weapons, grenades,
pistols,
all this shit. And then after he uses all that, he goes into the shed and then starts taking people out with axes, machetes, and little buzzsaws. He throws them like frisbees. Zing! Knocks dude's top off.
He actually gets the guy that was trying to hire him to take out the new leader, which I thought it was funny to me because that guy looks a lot like Sosa, with Scarface, and I had to stop to see if this was the same actor. Like I was like, yo, what is going on here? He's got the same kind of gear on, like when he's like, I told you a long time ago, Tony. And I was like, yo, is this the same guy?
Yes.
Oh my God.
But you know, and it's wild because you can't talk about this without talking about the kills, dog. So there is 108 kills in this film, right? So we're gonna break this down real quick. Diaz got 3 with 1 assist. Cook got 2 with 1 assist. They assisted each other. Okay. Sully got 1. It was the mall cop. A police officer got 1. And an unnamed henchman got 1. Arnold is responsible for 101 kills.
Yo,
my man put in work, dog.
95 of those was on the island, and that
damn right. He was exploding everybody. He was exploding everybody.
Crazy,
and the coolest thing about it is this whole thing is tied together by the coolest, most savage El Tropico score ever.
Oh my God. Yo, because you got the steel
rolling, dog.
Like, dude, that joint goes, man. Like,
yes.
Like hearing that, I think music is one of the potent things that just leaves memories in our heads, especially at a young age. And sometimes film can do that too, but that stood out more to me than certain moments in this film. That score, as soon as the film starts,
and
after it's after the henchmen do all their killing, and
once he's toting the tree,
after that, and they catch up with Bennett. But then once he gets to the Matrix side and he's in the mountain, that's when that music gets in, and you're like, and it just hit me. I was like, oh my God, I remember this, and it's so good. It's one of the best action movie consistent themes from that era, man. Like that thing goes,
and it plays throughout. Like every time Matrix starts to get busy,
once he's on the move, like
you hear it.
Like when
every time
when he's holding on to the landing gear, it's going. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like,
hey man, and speaking of the landing gear, why is it that this is the shit you do when you got muscles for no reason? Because there was a zip up.
Oh,
he could have unzipped the leather thing, but no, he has to push his strong ass fingers through it and rip it down.
You gotta have feats of strength and something like this. It's just like in Predator when they raid the camp and he lifts that.
Oh, and he just deadlifts the truck. I throw trucks at people.
You gotta have those feats of strength.
Yeah, man. But the cool thing about this film, you know what I'm saying? Like you can criticize it, you can talk trash about it, you can not like it. I don't know many people that don't like it, but this and First Blood, these are the cornerstone films of the one-man army genre. There are so many films that follow this blueprint and that are structured like this film. They just change with the dynamic of time, the way that we are, you know, moving forward, modernizing weapon-wise or
it's still the
fight-wise,
same format.
artillery-wise.
We're
It's
looking
the same blueprint.
We're looking for an excuse to make one man just be this unstoppable,
Be an ass kicker.
unkillable force, man.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, and as a dude, like a lot of dudes aspire to be that one man, even though most of us couldn't do that shit if we were paid.
Don't try
to
it,
do
bro.
it. Don't do it.
You might,
Don't
you might
just go to work.
Just
Do your regular job.
get a
If you're a
bad
computer analyst, do
revelation,
that.
bro.
Don't try to take the island over. It's not
I
gonna
feel
work.
like we've seen examples of that in that Alabama situation
Yeah.
this couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I will say this too, man. Like this thing set off a wave of just copycats. Even to this day, man, this
Yes.
genre
Yes.
of the idea of a guy that's one man and unstoppable like that is crazy and it endures to this day. But also do want to point out that I think one of the first genres that was leaning into this wave was the martial arts genre, where we got guys that were, you know, like think about it. Remember in I think it's is it the Return of the Dragon, Way of the Dragon, where Bruce Lee goes into that. I think that's a Chinese connection actually, where Bruce Lee walks into that dojo and kicks that dojo's ass. Like he whoops all the Japanese guys in there.
Yeah.
There's like 40 guys coming at him, and he just like that idea endures to this day, man.
Yes.
You know, along these lines. It's just that when we got to things like Commando at the time, the culture had switched. Instead of fighting hand to hand, it became guns and weapons, and now we're in a strange era with like things like John Wick, where we're doing both. We got the hand to hand going on. They bust your ass that way, and we got the guns going, man.
But you know what? I'm gonna say it like this: ain't nothing more boss than shooting the fair one, putting them hands up, put the guns down, put the dukes up, and get busy. You know what I'm saying? They nothing more boss than that. You know, I love seeing that on screen, and I feel like it still applies in the real world. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
ain't nothing more boss than that.
And there's so many films that now follow that format to this day. Like even when you get to, you know, what we're getting lately with the women, things like Atomic Blonde, Salt, Colombiana, you know, things like that.
Or shit, there's the new one on Netflix. What's it? Gail Gadot.
I think I heard that Heart of Stone.
Heart of Stone. There you go. She's about to drop. It'll probably drop before this episode drops.
It's out already.
There you go.
But it's like that format endures to this day, and I think Commando did a big job of pushing that into the mainstream, you know, and making it, because even with the martial arts wave, they were doing it first, but those were imported rentals that we were getting in that early era, and now to the, you know, Commando signifies, you know, American production studios leaning into that heavy and just going out and, you know, making that a day one option, putting those things in theater versus just straight to the video or making them on the cheap. And
also like it found a way to like inject like American culture into it, like with like the you know, showing like support for like the army troops and all this stuff and all this weaponry stuff that we have, you know, for all those like patriarchs that are like, yeah, we're big bad America. I wonder how many
guys joined up like military service after some shit
like
this.
Yeah,
and then
They're like, I want to be commando, and
then just got blown up.
Yeah, exactly, right. Or couldn't even make it through training camp. But you know,
man, respect to the veterans.
Yes.
You know?
But you know, the thing is, this film to me, it holds up. It's a testosterone fueled adrenaline rush. It's fast paced. It's action packed popcorn flick. It's durable. It stands the test of time. Like, you know, I had just as much fun watching this film, getting ready to review it, as I did the first time I seen it in the 80s, 90s. I mean, it does not get old. It even though, like I said, there's a lot of films that have been done in its likeness. This one, it's on the wall of fame of action flicks for a reason. This helped bolster Arnold's career. It set the trends for the movies that are like this. I mean, it's awesome in every way. You don't look at films like this for the story, for the plot. No, you look at it for the badassery, and this is nothing but that. So, I mean, I enjoyed it. I had so much fun watching this film. I was like, man, shit. You know, after I watch this film, that makes me want to go work out. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit, I ain't gonna go try to take over no island or dodge bullets or no shit, but I'll do some push-ups.
Yeah, it's definitely you know, it's title, man. But I think we could probably wrap this thing up, man. I got one last question, man. You gonna wear that shirt, man, outside of the show?
Yeah, when I find a chick that wants me to be Bennett Blockbuster for
Why
a
does it
night.
gotta be conditional? I will wear this out in the street right now. You gotta, you know, you just gotta be yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? Represent, bro.
Now
What
on,
you gonna say, man?
Now on, this is in-house. This is in-house attire from now on. So, and it's upon request.
Shit.
It's upon
Speaking
request.
of shirts, man, buy our shirts, buy our
Yes.
mugs, stickers, whatever, man. We got different tiers that can match your level of support for us, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all for watching. I think by the time this comes out, we'll be at over 800 subscribers on this channel, man. We're almost at 1,000. We need the watch time, man. So tell your friends about us, man. And just play us, man. Every time we come out, you got to turn on them notifications, man. I know most of y'all really don't have the notification on, so you don't know when we come out. But hit that little bell next to the channel, man, so you know when these new episodes come out.
And
so
most of the time, you know, we're consistent. You know what I'm saying? We're victims of habit. We normally drop on Tuesdays. And then every now and again, we'll throw some extra, you know, bonus episodes throughout the week, whether it's, you know, clips or best of fives or, you know, uncut episodes, things of that nature. But we do appreciate the love and support. We love and appreciate y'all for giving us that. Without y'all, there's no us. I've said that 1,001 times, and I'll continue to say it till I'm blue in the face. You know what I'm saying? If y'all rocking with us, we gonna rock for y'all. That's what we do.
Yeah, folks. All right, man. We out of here, man. This is Monk. Catch me at Monkey Blood on Twitter, Instagram. Follow us at Classes Cinematics on Instagram, or I'll shoot you in the fucking face.
And this is Bennett Blockbuster. I mean, Bobby Blockbuster. You can catch me out in the real world. You might not recognize me because I won't have on my chainmail tank top. I want a regular ass shirt like a normal person.
All right, folks. Man, we out of here. Peace.